Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Grand Rising. Happy Tuesday to each and every one who is listening to me on the broadcast this morning. I am your host, Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your Why and Soul Purpose coach, consultant, mentor, and reader. Again, welcome to this morning broadcast. And in this topic, we will be talking about, are you where you thought you would be at this age? And you will find out that this morning's material and content and discussion will be in the form of questions. So there's not so much of a teaching, but questions which I want you to focus on and to get your own answers. Those of you who will participate in the water therapy, get your water at 6:45 a.m. Eastern. We will be doing the water therapy. So again, if you're just joining me on TikTok, if it's your first day, please put a blue heart, your first name, and where you are joining from. And please be respectful. We agree to disagree without being disagreeable. And if you do anything or say anything that's inappropriate, the moderators will block you. All right? No judgment, no prejudice, no name calling, no bullying on my platform, please. And I encourage you to click on the Linktree link in my bio over there on TikTok, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, because by doing so, you will be able to get access to all of the recordings that I have done. This morning I posted video 336 of the gratitude video. Yes, I'm excited because we are winding down to 365. And you, in a few weeks, you will be able to order your journal, your gratitude journal that you will have. All right? So let's get this party started. Welcome, welcome, everyone, regardless of where you're joining from. Thank you for joining on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Those of you who will access later on YouTube, I honor and respect you as well. So this morning material is going to be a little different, but trust me, it is going to be worth it. You are going to be so happy that you are here this morning. And I want to start off this morning. The topic is, are you where you thought you would be at this age? Are you where you thought you would be at this age? That's the title. I would like to start us off this morning with a poem. And the poem was written 1840. And it was written by John Clare. And the poem title is I Am. And I am going to take my time in reading it, because I would like for you to resonate with these words as we go into the discussion this morning. Now, again, the poem is I Am, written by John Clare, in 1840. I want you to look it up later and you can read it on your own. Let's begin. John Clare, I am. I am, yet what I am, none cares or knows. My friends forsake me like a memory loss. I am the self-consumed. I am the self-consumer of, no, let me, let me start this over. Pardon me, please. I am, yet what I am, none cares or knows. My friends forsake me like a memory loss. I am the self-consumer of my woes. They rise and vanish in oblivious host, like shadows in love's frenzied, stifled throes. And yet I am and live. Clare's later years were plagued by mental illness, delusion, and insanity. And I Am was written in the 1940s when Clare was in the Northampton General Lunatic Asylum, isolated from his friends and family. The poem reflects this troubled period of Clare's life. Two words titled unfolds and subtly alters its meaning across the course of the poem. I am opens the poem only to be immediately followed by a dash, marking it as a self-sufficient statement about the self. Not I am this or I am that, simply I am. But then once we reach the third line, I am is being pressed into its more usual service. I am the self-consumer of my woes, followed all right, so that's that, and I'm going to go up here and read the full poem for you. I tell you, this poem gets to my bone. You can see that it gets to me, and I was so glad to find it to share with you on this topic. And the reason I am so excited about sharing this is because it is showing us where our priority lies. All right? I am, yet what I am, none cares or knows. As opening line goes, it titters on the edge of self-pity, and it's a brave as a brave poet who will risk that charge, and a fine line poet who would pull the rest of the poem back from the brink of self-indulgent wallowing that might be expected to follow. John Clare's I Am manages this, making it a fine and especially interesting example of a romantic poem, exploring the individual self and the poet's own place in the world. Before we offer a few words of analysis, here's a reminder of one of John Clare's best poems for a good edition of John Clare's poetry. We recommend, and they tell you where to go. All right. I am, yet what I am, none cares or knows. My friends forsake me like a memory lost. I am the self-consumer of my woes. They rise and vanishes in oblivious hosts, like shadows in lovers' frenzied, stifled throes. And yet I am and live like vapor tossed. Into the nothingness of scorn and noise, into the living sea of waking dreams, where there is neither sense of life or joys, but the vast shipwreck of my life esteems, even the dearest that I love the best are strange, nay, rather strange than the rest. I long for scenes where man hath never trod, a place where woman never smiled or wept, there to abide with my Creator God, and sleep as in a childhood sweetly slept, untroubled and untroubled, where I lie, the grass below, above the vaulted sky. The first thing I say about this poem is how that two-word title unfolds and subtly alters its meaning across the course of the poem. I am opens the poem only to immediately followed by a dash, making it a self-sufficient statement about the self, not I am this or I am that, just I am. But then, once we reach the third line, I am is being pressed into its more usual service. I am the self-consumer of my woes. Self-pity is self-destructive No matter how good it is sometimes previously feeling, Claire brilliantly captures this through the slightly double-edged hypertension of self-consumer. It eats away at oneself. We consume our woes, but they consume us, are self-consuming. Such doubting is also curiously present in John Clare's collective words, which contains not one but two poems, two poems called I Am, as a sonic title, I Am, and the poem quoted above, often referred to as lines, I am, to disguise it from the sonnet. This one poem takes a somewhat more positive view of the poet's sense of self, although it was composed at and around the same time in the 1840s when John Clare was incarcerated in the North General Lunatic Asylum. I feel I am, only know I am, and plod upon the earth as dull and void. Earth's prison chilled my body with a damned of dullness, and my soaring thoughts destroyed. I feel the solitude from passion's dream. But striking pursued, I only know I am. I was being created in the race of men disdainting bounds of place and time, a spirit that could travel o'er the space of earth and heaven, like a thought sublime, tracing creator like my maker free, a soul unhacked by the eternity, spurtering earth's vain and soul debasing trail. But now I only know I am. That's all. As Clare biographer Jonathan Bates points out in his analysis of Clare's I Am, that is one quote at the beginning of his post, rather than the sonnet of John Clare. He longs at once for both childhood and the grave. Clare longs for a place where he can abide with my Creator God and sleep in a childhood sweetly sleep. As with many other romantic poems, the poets view childhood as a most sacrosanct period of his life. Compared Wordsworth, the child is father of the man. But the twist here is that Clare is looking forward to death. as a return to those days when he was untroubled. Since he struggled with madness and depression for much of his adult life, Clare knew what it was to be troubled. In 1864, he was granted the wish, "I am," so eloquently expressed. The author of this article, Dr. Oliver Tierley, is a literary critic and lecturer of the English Lombard University. He is the author of many others. Wow. So, thank you all for bearing with me and for going through that poem with me. And as I said at the beginning, that this broadcast this morning was going to be different. The title itself was different. Are you where you thought you would be at this age? And as I said before, there's not any teaching here this morning. However, I have compiled a list of questions that I want to pose. And as I pose them, you can write them down, or you can go back on YouTube and listen to the video. And the first thing I have up here was that depending on who you are and how you view yourself, you will answer this question according to who you are. Are you where you thought you would be at this age? And now that I am encouraging you to look up the John Clare poem of the 1840. It's John, Clare is his name. And as you listen to me read it, and when you read that poem for yourself, it will allow you to also answer this question in a whole different manner. So here are some of the questions I have composed to share with you this morning. I want you, as you think about that question, to view it from a point of your health and well-being. Your health and well-being. The next question I want you to look at is to ask yourselves, what's my contribution to humankind? What is my contribution to humankind? As I reflect on John Clare poem, I Am, don't wait to be institutionalized to be asking those questions. My recommendation is that we begin to live a full, meaningful life at whatever age we are. Let us begin now. So, what is our contribution to humankind? What I'm doing here on these platforms, whether you LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, StreamYard, TikTok, my intention on here is to add value to humankind. Many people show up for different reasons. My reason for showing up on social media is to help people to build resilience, help them transform and empower themselves, help them to identify what their why, calling, and soul purpose is. That's why I show up. Why are you showing up? What is your contribution to humankind? Are you showing up just to be a hater? Or to be prejudiced or to be judgmental? What's your contribution to humankind? So check yourself when you show up. Check yourself. The next question I'm giving you, do you have regrets? As you ponder on this question, do you have regrets? There is probably a John Clare somewhere inside of you as you listen. And as you research that poem and read it for yourself, you might be experiencing some of what John Clare, the I Am poem of 1840, reflects. You're probably experiencing some of that right now. So, what are your regrets? Does your regrets pertain to the career choice that you made in life? Are your regrets pertaining to love? Are your regrets pertaining to the location you decided to settle in? I know the second one, the second regret about love, is a big one for many, many people. Male gender, female gender. I have, over my career, have had conversations with so many individuals who are single and who did not have a family because the person that they were in love with was not approved by their parents, and for that reason they lived a life where they did not share their life permanently with somebody. What's your regrets? Do you have some regrets? The next question is, if you were given the opportunity right now. You are given the opportunity right now. And so here at 7:31 a.m. on the 12th of October 2021, take the opportunity to start your life over. You're turning the clock back. And you're back at birth. You just exit the birth canal. And this is your opportunity, your new opportunity to start your life over. I want you to jot down right now on your pad or paper or journal, whatever. What would you do differently? What would you do differently? For those that are just joining, please research John, John, Clare, the poem I Am, which was written in 1840. Let me tell you, when you read that poem, I know when I read it, it wrenched on my heart. It was challenging for me even to read it on here and to share it. I want you, as you look over these questions, please, I am asking you, look up that poem and read it. And spend some time analyzing you. Spend some time looking over your life, how you're spending your time. Take one day at a time and live it to the fullest. This is the time when we need to reassess and reevaluate how we are living our life. I don't need to go into details about the experiences of the past 24 months. And for those reasons and so many more, it's why we need to revisit who we are and what we are doing. Let us make this life count. Each and every day, let it count. Don't wait to be incarcerated in a mental institution or in a nursing home or whatever to begin to live, to begin to say, I woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I did not. Let me tell you something. I have worked in elder care for some time during my career. And there are many elders that I have seen who are just shoved away and stuck away in these institutions, while their children fight over what they work and toil hard for during their lifetime. So live your best life now. Make a difference in the life of other people. Make an impact on the world. I know people talk about rainy day this and rainy day that. Live now. Because today is what we have. Today is what we see. Do not put off making that phone call to somebody to let them know how you feel. Give a compliment to the strange person you see. Smile with somebody. I tell you, yes, we are masked up and everything, but I know when somebody smile at me. They really don't have to take the mask off. I can know, I feel it, I know when somebody smile at me, and I can smile back at them. Who are you? Are you who you thought you would be at this age? As you ask these questions, and as you read that poem, what would you attribute who you are today to? Regardless of what answers you come up with for those questions, what would you attribute the result to? What has brought you to this place? The good, the not so good. Please be responsible in taking the responsibility for what you are examining now. Do not blame anybody, regardless of the regrets that you may have, whether they surround love or career or whatever. Now you're putting the history behind you, and you're taking responsibility for where you are now. And what's your plan? What do you plan on doing? Again, look up the poem. Take your time and read it. I Am by John Clare. Highlight that poem and read it over and over and over and over. Take your time. Remember, it is not the end unless unless you decide you are quitting. Okay, it is 6:37. At 6:45, we will be doing the water therapy. I don't see many people interacting. Yes, I agree that this is tough. This is a heavy hitter. This is tough. It's not the usual thing that we talk about. But I'm so grateful for Spirit for allowing me to have this very difficult conversation this morning. Because it is needed. We need to breathe, slow down, and examine what is going on. We have noticed many people who used to be around us who is no longer with us. And we sometimes think, had it not been for the grace of God, that could have been me. So this is why we need to examine how we are showing up. How are we showing up? Are you satisfied with the way you're showing up? This is not a judgmental question. It is just a question for reflecting. You do not need to put your answers in the comments, but just answer it for yourself. It's between you and the universe. You don't have to text me your answer. It's for you. It is for you. For those of you who came on late, well, not late, but for those of you who did not join at the beginning of the broadcast, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get access to the entire thing, as well as all the other broadcasts that I have been doing. All right, please get your water. It is 6:40. Get your water so we can do the water therapy. Good morning. Bless your water. I'm going fast this morning because I have early appointments starting at 8 o'clock this morning. Bless your water. What do you desire from your water? Are you looking for healing? Speak to your water. Empower your water. Supercharge your water. Let your requests be known. Meditate or pray over your water. For those that are just starting the ritual, my recommendation to you is that you will start the journaling process along with that. This way you can track what it is you are working on and see the changes as they develop. I am asking for clarity, for spiritual clarity. I'm asking that this water will go throughout my body and enhance my overall health. If there are any disease that is lurking in my body, that the water will go directly to the source of it and to rid me from any disease or any disaster. I ask that my spiritual ears will be attuned to what the universe is giving me. My spiritual eyes, as well as my physical eyes and ears, will be attuned. So go ahead, bless your water, I'll follow the lead on TikTok. When you guys are ready over there, please just put ready in the comment section. And once you put ready, we will drink together. Whether you are on the broadcast or not, you can do it in the privacy of your home. All right? So I'm waiting on the people on TikTok to say ready. And then we will go ahead and drink. Whether you're using bottled water or glass, your water need to be at least 8 ounces. When you do the bottled water, it's going to be, okay, the bottled water is 16 ounces, but that's all good. All right? All right, so go ahead. I'm looking for the ready. Is there anyone on TikTok? Okay, thank you. Those of you that are ready. So let's drink. It is 6:44 a.m. Let's drink. It is finished. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you for participating. All right, all right. So let us wind up this this broadcast. I will go on until I think we're just going to go until 7 o'clock this morning. And yes, so I tell you, this poem is still rocking my body. I'm telling you. Thank you, Queen, for a good day. Yes, you're very welcome. All right, so this morning discussion was about, are you where you thought you would be at this age? I started off the discussion, and this is just a summary now. I started off the discussion by reading the poem I Am, which is a poem written by John Clare in the 1840s. So we share that poem, and I encourage you to look it up and to read it for yourself slowly and let those words resonate and marinate in you. Because let me tell you, that is going to be a rude awakening for some folks. Then we talk about the questions that I pose for you to reflect on as you ask yourself that big question. I ask you to view yourself from your health and well-being. The next question was, I ask you to identify what you were attributing to humankind. Then the next question was, Do you have regrets? If you did have regrets, were they pertaining to career, love, or location? Identify what the regrets were if you have some. The next question I had posed was, if you were given the opportunity today to start life over, what would you do differently? What would you do differently if given the opportunity to start over? And the last question I gave you was, what would you attribute your results that you are seeing today to? And I encouraged you to take responsibility and not to blame. So that was the conversation that we had this morning. So I am inviting you to reach out to me, to connect with me, because I am available to work with you, to serve you, to help you to rewrite the script of your life. I am available to be your coach, to be your mentor, to be your guide, to be your accountability partner. Yes, it requires an investment. I do not work for free. You can reach out. I am not saying that I will be right for everybody who reach out. However, if we do not start the conversation, we will not know if I am a right fit or match for you. When I work with my clients, I work with them to help them to tap into their why and their soul purpose or their life calling. I connect with your inner blueprint for success, and that will guide you to living an abundant life. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get access to the recordings. Follow me on Facebook. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Connect with me on Instagram and on Twitter. I am all about making a difference in this world, one life at a time. One life at a time. There are many people who have invested time and expertise in me. And I am looking to do the same for you and you and you. Do not wait to be a John Clare who is incarcerated in a mental institution, and the people who you thought would be there for you are nowhere to be found. Make sure you do what's right for you. Invest on you from the inside out. Because once you do that investment, no one can deprive you of that. They cannot strip you from that. So start showing up for yourselves. Begin to show up for yourselves. Because you are your responsibility. You are your responsibility. So begin showing up for you. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your Why and Soul Purpose coach, consultant, mentor, reader. I provide services that will help you to empower yourself, transform your life, and rebuild your resistance and your bounce back ability. I look forward to having a conversation with you. And you can text me at 203-885-5093 if you want to find out about getting a reading or find out about my coaching. Click on my link tree and visit my website, daphneclark.com, so that you can begin working on yourself. Subscribe for my newsletter via my website as well. Thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning again when we will embark on another life transformation journey. Thank you guys. So long. See you next time. Bye now.